Many of us here in Houston live in communities where we have a concrete driveway and a walkway and sidewalk out front and probably a concrete pool deck if you have a pool, which if you live in Houston, it's kind of nice to have a
Okay.
swimming pool since it's hot most of the time. Zachary Zaris is joining me here from Leveled Concrete. Hello, my friend Zachary. How are you?
I am doing wonderful. How about yourself?
I am living the dream. You know that. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
asking. Let's talk about what we always talk about, which is concrete and leveling it. We don't want to have it pitch one way or the other. Every once in a while, though, there'll be dips and even cracks in the concrete. Can you guys at Level Concrete fix a damaged slab? Maybe it's cracked, it's just dipping down one way or the other.
Yeah. So we often, I hear about it through customers. We often repair things more damaged than a lot of our competitors will. So our guys have gotten very good at doing the work and in being able to take very cracked up pieces of concrete. General rule of thumb is if the piece is under 1 foot by 1 foot, we can't really move it much. But our guys can take a lot of cracked up concrete, get it a whole lot better, stabilize it, and try to prevent future cracking from happening. And then, combined with our joint and crack sealant, sealing those cracks, sealing those joints to keep water out. So once we give that cracked concrete, the damaged concrete, a nice solid base, it shouldn't have any problems in the future. So we often are able to fix a lot of things that are well beyond what most people would say are fixable. Now, cracks never go away. So I just say that from the beginning. It's never going to look like a brand new driveway, but it is still significantly cheaper than having to replace the concrete, a lot less headache, and it still does match with the rest of your concrete. Um, Now, at a certain point, when concrete's too far damaged, extremely broken up, almost just shattered, replacement really is your only option. And so we do offer replacement as well, only when it's really needed. We don't go out and say, hey, let's just replace for fun. If it needs replaced, we will replace the concrete. And we still often want to come in there and replace the one piece that needs replaced, stabilize the rest, fix the rest of the issue, still seal joints and cracks to give you a long-term result on all of your concrete, not just the one piece.
I rather have it look a little veiny if I can get my concrete level. My point is you're still going to see some cracks, but at least it's not cracked like this, right? It'll be
Yeah.
cracked like that, which is
It'll,
which is
it'll be
better.
lined up. Yeah. It'll
Lined
be
up
lined up. It'll just have,
and
it'll
sealed.
have little lines. Yeah. And sealed. And so I will say we use a limestone colored sealant with a very light, almost whitish sand. Bank sand is what they call it. And so that color combination with most of the concrete in the Houston region that we're in, it blends pretty well. Obviously, you have colored concrete or very gray concrete. It may be a little lighter in that aspects, but most of our concrete, once the concrete's clean and power washed, those joints and those cracks do blend in fairly well, but you will always see them, and that they'll just never go away. So but they do the concrete looks better when it's not uneven, when it's not jagged and everything. It looks better. It's safer. And it just, it's protected at that point.
Safety number one, of course. We don't want people stubbing their toes. We don't want people tripping on it. I talk about this sometimes too. There is a liability. I mean, if your neighbor comes over and they trip on your concrete, it's America, right? You can put a sign up all day long saying we're not responsible for your tripping on our property, but that doesn't work, right?
Oh,
and
yeah.
and I don't mean to scare people, but there is liability there. But beyond that, we want it to also look good because we're proud of our properties, right? We get the house painted, we get that new garage door when we run into it and there's a dent. It still may work, but we want to get a new garage door and
Right.
so forth. We need to do the same thing with our concrete. What I love about what you guys do at Level Concrete, Zachary, is that it doesn't cost a lot of money and time. I mean, within a few hours, you can get this thing remedied. It doesn't cost a lot of money. You guys come out for free to take a look at it, to get a quote, and it's done. It's now safe and it looks better. And you should feel better also because you guys will back it up. So when you go to bed at night, everybody, you're like, okay, it's being backed up. They'll come out. if there's a problem. And that's what I love about you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one thing we come out there, we say it's there, it's held for, we warranty for 5 years in our most cases, and we look back and say, hey, we'll come out as many times as needed. Hopefully never, but hopefully, if you need us, we'll be there.
One nice thing about the 5-year warranty is that if you've had to, you guys, your crew had to go out over the past number of years for that warranty work, you keep learning what went wrong. So
Yep.
now future customers won't have callbacks as much.
Yep. Yeah. So that's one thing we've in adding in ancillary services to say, hey, these are the maintenance items need to be done, and we can do them for you. We've learned a lot of that over the years of saying, this is what's causing this, and this is what we need to do to make it not happen again. And ideally, if everybody wants everything done, we would never see customers again. But we know a lot of people want to DIY things and do maintenance items yourself, and we're 100% okay with giving you the advice on how to. And it's up to you if you want to do it or not.
Zachary, as always, thank you so much for joining me today on the program.
Not a problem. Thank you. Thanks for having me.